we started that structure of atom chapter. Particularly in that structure of atom chapter, we discussed certain topic that is nothing but electromagnetic waves. So different types of electromagnetic waves we discussed: cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, UV rays, visible rays, IR rays, then microwaves, radio waves, and broadcast waves we discussed. I mean, the type of waves are present. The speed of light 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, 10 to the power of 10 centimeters per second we discussed. Then again we discussed there how electromagnetic wave is created when hot body or electrically charged particle can produce electric field and magnetic field alternatively, which are produced and transmitted right angle to the propagation. So those are electromagnetic waves. After that, we discussed spectrum. We discussed that spectrum. In that spectrum, emission spectrum and absorption spectrum. After emission and absorption spectrum, again emission spectrum, two types: continuous, discontinuous. Discontinuous, again light spectra, and also band spectra. We discussed those yesterday. We discussed those. Then in atomic structure chapter, in lower classes, number of atomic models are covered, particularly Rutherford atomic model, J.J. Thomson watermelon model. These all are covered in lower section. Now here we are started with Bohr's atomic theory. What it is? Bohr's atomic theory. Bohr's atomic theory. So particularly for what this theory was proposed to overcome the limitations of that Rutherford atomic model. This theory was proposed. Particularly, what is Rutherford theory roughly? So electron revolve around the nucleus. He said Rutherford said that as long as electron revolve around the nucleus, they having fixed amount of energy. He said that electron revolve around the nucleus, it has fixed amount of energy according to Rutherford. But we know it generally Rutherford model is called planetary model actually, just like our planets revolve around the sun. Okay, it is based on like that. That's why it is called planetary theory. Actually, as long as electron revolve around the nucleus, it loses its energy. Definitely, what happen if we move around anything? What happen if we move around anything? We loses our energy at certain time. So definitely, electron also loses its energy at a certain time. It fall into the nucleus, and atom will collapse. Atom will collapse if it fall into the nucleus. Like that, if it happen, there is no atom in this entire universe, because every electron revolve around the nucleus. If it fall into the nucleus, in a fixed closed circular path, it is called orbit. It is called orbit. Electron revolve around the nucleus in a fixed closed circular path. It is what we call orbit. So We know that if you consider an atom having different subatomic particles. What are subatomic particles? Electron, neutron, proton. These are subatomic particles. Already yesterday I told you the charge of electron is 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19, minus 1 point. Proton is plus 1.602 into 10 to the power of minus 19. Neutron charge is 0. Electron mass is 9.11 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg. So proton, neutron having just smaller difference in their mass. 1.673 is one, 1.675 another one into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, both. So like that, those are parameters to discuss. So these are subatomic particles, electron, neutron, proton, those are subatomic particles. How they are arranged in atom. So according to Bohr's theory, electron that can revolve around the nucleus in a fixed closed circular path. It is called what? Orbit. Each orbit has, remember, each orbit has fixed amount of energy. So they are called stationary orbits. Stationary orbits. So what is the next point? Each orbit has fixed amount of energy. So they are called stationary orbits. So just like that, I will explain with diagram. Next, they are denoted with K, L, M, N, dot, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So these orbits are represented as K, L, M, N, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Orbit is denoted with, actually indicated with N and numbered as KLM. Okay. So they are denoted with KLMN like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now the energy between orbits is delta E equal to E2 minus E1. E2 equal to higher energy level, E1 equal to lower energy level. Okay, so E2 equal to higher energy level, E1 equal to lower energy level. Now, Bohr's atomic theory. What is Bohr's atomic theory? Here, electron revolve around the nucleus. So generally we know that nucleus placed in atom, at the center of the atom it is placed, according to Rutherford. Who's discovered nucleus? Rutherford was discovered that nucleus actually based on a X-ray experiment, alpha scattering experiment. He discovered that nucleus. According to him, nucleus is placed center of the atom within a small region. He said that. So, ఒక చిన్న ప్రాంతంలో న్యూక్లియస్ అనేటువంటిది ఆటమ్ లో మధ్యలో ఉంటుంది అని చెప్పడం జరిగింది. సరే, దెన్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ ఏమవుతుందంట? దీస్ ఎలక్ట్రాన్ రివాల్వ్ అరౌండ్ ది న్యూక్లియస్ ఇన్ ఫిక్స్డ్ సర్క్యులర్ పాత్. దోస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఆర్బిట్స్. Now, that each and every orbit having certain fixed amount of energy. That's why these orbits are called stationary orbits. Now, these orbits are denoted with K, L, M, N, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the energy difference between these two orbits is nothing but delta E equal to E2 minus E1. E2 equal to higher energy level, E1 equal to lower energy level. Try to remember these points. I will explain remaining. So just have to take a nucleus. These are orbits. Okay. These are orbits. K, L, M, like that. N, O, like that. Or 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. So denoted with, actually they are denoted with n, numbered as KLMN. So small n తో చూపిస్తారండి, తర్వాత KLMN numbers వేసుకుంటూ వెళ్దాము. Now then, I understand guys. What, Mr. Nandan? I understand. Okay, right. So next I want to move to the next points. N value increases. N value increases. N means that orbit number. So n orbit, n value increases. Energy of orbit also increases. N value increases. Energy of orbit also increases. So means K, L, M, N, O, like this. Which one having more energy? O greater, M greater, M greater, L, like that. Okay, n value increases, energy of orbit also increases. If energy was absorbed by atom, then electron can jump from lower energy level to higher level. Means so if you take this like this, have to consider. Now if this atom absorbs energy, if electron is there, if it gets energy, this electron can jump lower energy to higher energy level. Understand guys? So then n value increases from center to the away. So when we move away, energy of orbit also increases. So if electron, this atom absorbs energy, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. But higher energy level is very unstable. That's why it can jump from higher energy level to lower energy level immediately and emit what it absorbs and emit an energy in the form of radiation. How to remember? If atom absorbs any energy, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. It is important. Now, but higher energy level of an atom is always very highly unstable. That's why electron can jump. Electron easily returned from higher energy level to lower energy level by losing the gained energy in the form of radiation. Okay guys, so then another important point, Bohr given that angular momentum of electron in the orbit mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. So look here, m equal to mass, v equal to velocity, r equal to radius, n is what? Orbit number, h equal to what? Planck's constant. It is covered in lower classes. 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. H equal to what? Planck's constant. 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second, not joule per second. How to remember? Joule into second, that one is. Okay. So now angular momentum of electron in the orbit, that revolving electron, mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. For example, if you want to find angular momentum of electron in the second orbit, so n will become 2. 2 will cancelled. Then mvr equal to what happen? H by 2 pi. For third orbit, 3h by 2 pi. For fourth orbit, 2h by pi. 4 by 2, it is nothing but cancel. 2 is remain. 2h by pi. Okay, like that we can calculate. Okay, we can already well known pi value, already well known Planck constant value. If mass of the electron 9.11 into 10 to the power of minus 31 kg, well known. Okay, so then like that. So mvr angular momentum equal to nh by 2 pi. It was given by Bose. Okay, I want to repeat all points of Bohr's atomic theory. Just listen. According to Bose, electron revolve around the nucleus in a fixed, closed circular path. It is called orbit. Each and every orbit has fixed amount of energy. That's why these orbits also called stationary orbits. The energy, these orbits are represented with n and numbered as k, l, m, n or 1, 2, 3, 4. Then n value, the energy difference between higher energy level and lower energy level, delta E equal to E2 minus E1. There E2 equal to higher energy level, E1 equal to lower energy level. You can take any number. Okay, then n value increases, amount of energy of orbit also increases. If atom gains energy, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. But I told you, higher energy level is highly unstable. That's why this electron returned from higher energy level to lower energy level by emission of energy in the form of radiation. So now the angular momentum of electron in the orbit, mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. So this point overcome the limitation of Rutherford. So according to Rutherford, Rutherford said what? Electron revolve around the nucleus, definitely in a fixed closed circular path. It is called orbit, he said also. But he said one wrong point. That one is what? As long as electron revolve around the nucleus, it cannot absorb energy, it cannot emit energy. Atom cannot absorb energy, cannot emit energy, he said that. That one is the wrong point, because if it cannot absorb energy, as long as it revolve around the nucleus, it loses that energy and electron must be fall into the nucleus. Because of, for example, how to consider atom like this, electron is there. If it revolve around the nucleus, it loses energy and fall back into the lower energy. Then after losing, it fall back again. After losing, it fall back again. After losing, where it can fall? It can fall into within the nucleus. That's why that have not happened. But here he said that atom can absorb energy. Okay. So if electron revolve around the nucleus, if it loses energy, it can absorb energy from the surroundings. Okay, that's why electron never fall into the nucleus. Electron is live, live in this universe. Okay, then after that he said angular momentum of electron in the orbit is nothing but mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. N is nothing but orbit number. Now h equal to what? Planck's constant. Its value is 6.625 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. Okay, guys, memorize these all points within 2 bits. Another important point. Bohr's theory explained spectra of hydrogen like atoms. Okay, I will explain what is hydrogen spectra. After this, I will explain what is hydrogen spectra. Now, this is the point. Bohr's theory explained spectra of hydrogen like atoms. Okay, so I will explain. Remember this point. Recall these points within 2 minutes. Okay, I want to wrap this. I want to move to the next aspect. Hydrogen spectra. How Bohr's explained hydrogen spectra. Bohr's theory is very longer. He calculate energy of revolving electron and also he calculate velocity of the electron and also he calculate radius of the orbit. Those derivations also these are covered in higher energy class. I mean higher level classes. 11th class these aspects are covered. Now hydrogen spectra, in our textbook they mentioned just certain few points about the hydrogen spectra, but Bohr's explain hydrogen spectra. I will explain complete hydrogen spectra, how we explain it here. Hydrogen spectra. Hydrogen spectra is a line spectra. Hydrogen spectra is a line spectra. So spectra is divided into two types: emission spectra and absorption spectra. Emission spectra is again two types: continuous, discontinuous. Discontinuous again line, band. Line is coming under discontinuous. Discontinuous coming under emission. Okay, so hydrogen spectra is emission spectra, discontinuous, and it is a line spectra. Actually, line spectra means line spectra is for atoms. Actually, yesterday I told you that. So when hydrogen atom is heated by taking different sources, electrical lamp, okay, electric field, like that, by taking different sources within the discharge tube, if it is heated, okay. So like that, when hydrogen atom is heated, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. Look here, I want to take energy levels like this. N1, N equal to 1, N equal to 2, N equal to 3, N equal to 1 it is, N equal to 3, and N equal to 4, N equal to 5, N equal to 6. So then, so when that hydrogen atom gets energy, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. I told you that higher energy level is highly unstable and electron return back into the lower energy level. But here very important thing is one. So if electron goes into the n equal to 6, I mean electron excited into the 6th orbit. So now after certain time it can return into the ground state. So where, I mean from 6th from sixth, where it can return, that is the important. So it can return to fifth, it can return to fourth, it can return to third, second, one. So it can not only n equal to 6, more than n equal to 7, 8 are there, whatever it is, higher energy level. If electron jump into higher energy level into first n equal to 1 level, higher energy level into first level, mean if n equal to 6 to 1, 5 to 1, 4 to 1, 3 to 1, 2 to 1, like this, if like this is happen. So when energy is applied to hydrogen atom, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level definitely. So but after certain time, these electrons return from higher energy level to lower energy level. But here if higher energy level to n equal, I mean n infinity to first level, if it is jump into the first level, there are series of lines are formed in UV region. Where? In a UV region. Series of lines are formed in ultraviolet region. This series is called Lyman series. What it is? Lyman series. When electrons jump into the higher energy level and return into the first ground state, first orbit, then a series of lines are formed in a UV region. That series is called Lyman series. Now then, if electron jump from higher energy level to second orbit, 6 to 2, 5 to 2, 4 to 2, 3 to 2, like this. Series of lines are formed in visible region. These series are called Balmer series. What it is called? Balmer series. Okay. So next, when electron jump from higher energy level to third ground state, third lower energy level, 6 to 3, 5 to 3, 4 to 3. A series of lines are formed in IR region. IR means infrared region. IR means what? Infrared region. So then these series are called Paschen series. Paschen. So this series is called Paschen series. Now when electron return into the fourth lower energy level, series of lines are formed in IR region. This series is called bracket series. Bracket. Now it returned into the fifth energy level. So now it is, if there is a 7, we can return to it like this. Series of lines are formed in IR region. So it is called Fund series. Fund. So number of Riemann Amsey series also there, but up to here it is enough. So now look here. What's happened. What is hydrogen spectra? Spectra is nothing but yesterday I told you, it is an impression on photographic plate. It is a just impression on photographic plate. Just like miro manamu heartbeat chusinapudu TV, I mean computer heartbeat ఇలా చూపిస్తుంటుంది కదండి, అని ప్రింట్ తీసుకుంటాం కదా, పీక్స్ వస్తాయి కదండి, దాన్ని స్పెక్ట్రా అంటాం యాక్చువల్. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ ఇంప్రెషన్. ఓకే. సో ఇలాంటి లైన్స్, సిరీస్ ఆఫ్ లైన్స్ ఫామ్ అవుతాయంట హైడ్రోజన్ స్పెక్ట్రా. అవి ఎలా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది, అసలు ఎలా ఇస్తుంది హైడ్రోజన్ స్పెక్ట్రా అనేది మనం ఇక్కడ డిస్కస్ చేసేది. వెన్ ఎనర్జీ సప్లైడ్ టు హైడ్రోజన్ ఆటమ్, electron can jump from lower energy level to higher energy level. We don't know the number of what is the number to that higher energy level. It may be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, 7, infinity, up to infinity. Okay. So then after, but higher energy level is highly unstable. We know that it can return into the lower energy level. That's why in that returning, if electron return from higher energy level to the first lower energy level, if n equal to 2, it return to n equal to 2. 6 to 1, 5 to 1, 4 to 1, 3 to 1, like that if it return. Okay, so in that case, series of lines are formed in what region? UV region. Because of why UV region, I told, when they are returned into the ground state, they emit energy, they losses energy. I told you in the form of radiation. So in case of that, what radiation is formed? UV radiation is formed. That's why I'm saying lines are formed in UV region. That series is called Lyman series. Then if it is higher energy level to second lower energy, it is called Balmer series. If third energy level, Paschen, fourth, bracket, fifth, fund. So these are series. Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, bracket, fund. Now I want to write other side. First is Lyman. Okay, there N2, N1. N2 is what? Higher energy level, it is infinity, it is 1. Balmer, infinity to 2. Paschen, infinity to 3. Bracket, infinity to 4. Fund, infinity to 5. These are spectral series of hydrogen atom. Lyman, Balmer, Paschen, bracket, and fund. These are series of, these series are formed in hydrogen spectrum actually. Okay, guys. Now, the first line of any series is called alpha. First line of any series is called alpha. So, N1 is the first line. Okay, alpha. It is second line is beta, third line is gamma, like that. Okay. How to remember this? Try to remember this. Within 2 minutes, try to remember. These are not present in your textbook, guys. They just mentioned 2 lines on hydrogen spectra. Okay, so they mentioned just 2 lines on hydrogen spectra. Okay, so remember this. What you enjoying today, those are unfortunate holidays. Those can kill your upcoming golden days. Those can kill upcoming your upcoming your hardworking days. That's why don't waste your time. Whatever the minute you had, whatever the second you had, you have to utilize that. Don't waste that. Every second is an important thing. Every second is an important thing. Okay, don't waste that second by watching televisions. Okay, yeah, you can watch television half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour. That's enough per day. Then remaining time, how to do hard work. You have number of subjects are there. So I think no facility for remaining schools. I hope. I don't know. I'm at home, so I don't know. Remaining schools have no this type of facility. So sir given you the type of facility to you, how to utilize that facility, watch that online classes, how to note certain important points, what lecturers say, if you get any important point there, and refer your textbook neatly and carefully, each and every line you have to refer and take a notes based on that. Then how to take your study material, and first you should read question carefully. After completion of aspect, if what today we discuss Bohr's theory and hydrogen spectra, and remaining something we discuss today. So after completion of this aspect, you have to see your study material, what type of application they asked there, how we can answer. You have to imagine without reading answers. Okay, first you should read question 2 or 3 times, then you understand what topic it is. Then you have to memorize. You have to memorize, rememorize. So what is the content of the topic, and then you have to think how we should answer for that question. After that, you have to read that answer. Okay, whether that answer is present based on textbook or not, you have to also check that one. Okay, guys, this is hydrogen spectra and Bohr's theory and hydrogen spectra. It is proposed by Bohr. Okay, now certain limitations of hydrogen spectra are there. So limitations also important, very important. Look here, only 4 points are there. Limitations of Bohr's theory. Limitations of Bohr's theory. The first important point is it is applicable for single electron systems. Single electron systems. It is applicable for only single electron systems. What are single electron systems? I told you that in Bohr's theory, the last point I discussed that this theory can explain spectra of hydrogen-like atoms. I told you that, guys. So, spectra of hydrogen-like atoms, I told you. Particularly here, hydrogen having only one electron. So why it is applicable for single electron system. Example, H, it having only one electron. Next, I want to take He, it having two electrons. I want to take a plus charge. So plus means one electron less. Means after removing of one electron, it will become plus. Okay, according to that ionization energy question already we discussed. Okay, after removing one electron, unique positive ion is formed. After removing one electron, we will get positive charge. Helium atomic number 2, it has 2 electrons. Now, after removing one electron, there is one electron remain and it gets positive charge. So, it is also applicable for spectra like hydrogen atom because it having only one electron. Then, Li plus 2, how to remove 2 electrons? How to 2 electrons? Then B plus 3. I mean, total 4 electrons are there. How to remove 3 electrons like this? Okay. 1 minute, guys. Have to focus on that. So now it is applicable for single electron systems like hydrogen He plus La plus 2 Be plus 3. It is not applicable for He. It is not applicable for B. It is not applicable for Li. Okay, it is not applicable for them. Why? Why? Because He having 2 electrons, B has 4 electrons, Li has 3 electrons. It is not applicable for multiple electron systems. Multiple means number of electrons, more than one. So it is not applicable for multiple electron system, applicable for only single electron systems. Next, it cannot explain fine spectra of hydrogen atom, fine spectra and a crystal clear neat spectra. Here line spectra he explained. They are formed rigid manner. They are formed like this rigid manner. So this is not correct. Fine spectra can give each and everything about the atom. So it cannot explain that fine spectra of hydrogen atom. Next important thing. It cannot explain Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect, it is important. What is Zeeman effect? Zeeman effect means splitting of spectral lines in presence splitting of spectral lines in presence magnetic field. Splitting of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field is called Zeeman effect. Means spectral lines involved in splitting in presence of magnetic field, that is called Zeeman effect. Magnetic field, these Bohr's theory cannot explain that. I understand, guys. So then lines are formed. He explained that how lines are formed. He explained that. But those lines splitting, involving splitting, for example, it is a line on peak. Now that line is split into several lines, several peaks. The splitting is happen in presence of magnetic field. So that effect is called Zeeman effect. This Bohr's theory cannot explain that Zeeman effect. Now, very important. It cannot explain Stark effect. Stark effect important and one mark scope on Stark effect means splitting of spectral lines into spectral lines in presence of electric field. Here, Zeeman effect means splitting a spectral line in presence of magnetic field, guys. Here, splitting a spectral line in presence of what? Electric field. These are, these two, Zeeman effect and Stark effect, are not explained by Bohr's. Okay, so try to remember, it is not applicable for single electron systems. It cannot explain fine spectra of hydrogen atom, and it cannot explain Zeeman effect. Zeeman effect means splitting of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field. It cannot explain Stark effect. Stark effect means splitting of spectral line in presence of electric field. And also another point, remaining points also there, but lower education, these points are enough. So another, it cannot explain why angular momentum is mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. It's just given formula mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. Why it equal to mvr equal to nh by 2 pi? You cannot explain that. Okay. So like those number of points are there. Please you have to remember these points. Very important points. In bits, in objective bits, this is important. They make you applications on that. Try to remember those points. I want to give you 2 or 3 minutes how to revise that. Okay, I want to revise one thing. Here we are discussing atomic structure chapter. In that, we discussed yesterday what is spectra, what are types of spectra, and how spectra, what are important features present in the spectra, and what are electromagnetic waves, what is wavelength, wave number, frequency. We discussed yesterday. Today, started Bohr's theory and its application, hydrogen spectra, and its limitations are discussed here. So then Bohr's theory can explain that electron revolve around the nucleus in a fixed closed circular path. It is called orbit. So each and orbit having a fixed amount of energy. It is called so it is called stationary orbit. It is denoted with n. they are represented as, they are numbered as K, L, M, N, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So that n value increases, energy of orbit also increases. The energy difference between two orbits delta E equal to E2 minus E1. Then and also the angular momentum mvr equal to nh by 2 pi. If atom absorbs energy, electron can jump lower energy level to higher energy level, but higher energy level is very unstable, so it return back to the lower energy level by emission of energy in the form of radiation. Based on that, spectra is created. So hydrogen spectra after gaining energy, electron went into the excited state and returned to the ground state. So in that returning, it returned to the different ground states. If it returned to the first ground state n equal to 1, that one a series of lines are formed there, UV region, that one is Lyman series. If n equal to 2, Balmer series. If n equal to 3, Paschen series. 4, bracket series. 5, Fund series. Like that we discussed. The last 3 are formed in the IR region actually. So then after that I told you certain limitations of Bohr's theory. It is applicable for only single electron system, not applicable for multi-electron systems. It cannot explain fine spectra of hydrogen atom, and also it cannot explain Zeeman effect, splitting of spectral lines in presence of magnetic field. It cannot explain, and also it cannot explain Stark effect, means splitting of spectral line in presence of electric field. Okay, guys, next. Sommerfeld atomic theory. It is very simple one-point based theory. It is simple one-point based theory. So now, according to Sommerfeld, what he told that it is extension of Bohr's theory. Simple. For what it is developed, because to overcome the limitation of one of the limitation of Bohr's theory, that was a fine spectra of hydrogen atom. This Sommerfeld explained the fine spectra of hydrogen atom, but he said that electron revolve around the nucleus definitely, but it cannot revolve in closed circular paths. It can revolve in elliptical orbits, elliptical path, and gives elliptical orbits. He said that. So look here how it is, that simple point he said that. So electron revolve around the nucleus not only in circular paths, and also it can revolve in elliptical path also. Circular paths only for Bohr's theory. So means we can assume that the orbit having a round shape or spherical shape it has. But according to Sommerfeld, what he said, it is not only circular path, it can also revolve in elliptical path, he said. I want to draw one diagram here. It is a circular path actually, if n equal to 1. For example, if n equal to 2, if n equal to 2, what's happening here? One of the orbit is circle, that one equal to n equal to 2, and n equal to 1 is a elliptical. It is n equal to 1. Okay. So then if n equal to 3 is there, means 3 orbits are there. 3 orbits are there. One of the that n equal to 3 orbit is a circle, and n equal to 1 orbit is a elliptical, and another n equal to 2 orbit also elliptical. It equal to n equal to 1, it is n equal to 2, it equal n equal to 3. Okay, if 4 orbits are there, that 4th orbit is a circle, and remaining 3 are what? Elliptical. 1, 2, 3, like this. N equal to 1, n equal to 2, n equal to 3, like this he said simply. But this nucleus is present one of the center of the circular orbit, center of the circular orbit means he said that not a center, he said foci. He said that foci is nothing but center. So I mean nucleus is present at center of the center of the circular orbit. Okay, foci of the circular orbit is said. And also introduced L. L is a Sommerfeld constant. It is Sommerfeld constant. L can explain that angular movement. Okay, L value can explain angular movement. L value is nothing but L equal to n minus 1. How to remember? L equal to n minus 1. Now, for example, here n equal to 1 means L equal to 0. Here n equal to 1 means L equal to 0. N equal to 2 means L equal to 1. Okay, like that. So it is simple. L equal to what? N minus 1. L can explain angular momentum. It was proposed by Sommerfeld. So to explain the fine spectra of the hydrogen atom, Sommerfeld just modified that Bose. Remaining all points are same. What Bose said, he also said same points, but the Sommerfeld just changed one thing. All orbits are not circular actually. All orbits are not circular. So, but only one orbit is circular, which is the last orbit, which having highest energy. That one is circular. Remaining all are elliptical orbits. Okay. So, and the nucleus is present at one of the foci of circular orbit, one of the center of the circular orbit is said. And he also discovered that angular momentum. How we will find angular momentum, and he denote that one is with L. So L values are depend on n. That means L equal to n minus 1. Later we will discuss about L. It is also azimuthal quantum number. It is called azimuthal quantum number. It is also called. Later we will discuss about that. It is about Sommerfeld atomic theory. Simple point is there. I'm not focus on any student here. I want to focus on the topic on the board. I want to focus. So you have to focus on the focus on listening. Okay, try to remember, try to understand, try to remember. If you felt any difficult word, if you felt anything, you have to note down on the paper. Okay, so later then you have to do research on the word or sentence, or send me whatever you had out. So then after that Sommerfeld, now another very small theory I want to explain. I want to complete total atomic theory. Limitation of Sommerfeld. Limitations of both. One limitation is that is it is not applicable for multi-electron systems. Multi-electron systems. It is applicable only for single electron system. Then next one. Quantum mechanical model. It was proposed by I think that Olympiad students know that the name Schrodinger. What it is, Schrodinger, his name actually, quantum mechanical model. Before discovering the quantum mechanical model, in your book, quantum mechanical model is there. Before quantum mechanical model and Sommerfeld theory, two different theories also there. One is Heisenberg uncertainty principle is there. Another one is de Broglie theory is there. In your book, they are not mentioned. Those Heisenberg uncertainty principle and de Broglie theory. De Broglie, according to de Broglie theory, electron revolve around the nucleus like a wave, not like a circle, like a wave. He said that. Who said that? De Broglie. De Broglie. పొజిషన్ ని ఒకేసారి కనుక్కోలేము, ఎలక్ట్రాన్ తిరుగుతున్నంత కాలం అని హైసెన్బర్గ్ చెప్పాడు. ఎలక్ట్రాన్ అనేటువంటిది వేవ్ లాగా తిరుగుతుంటుందని డి బ్రోగ్లీ చెప్పాడు. సో ఇవి రెండు థియరీస్ వచ్చేసి ష్రోడింగర్ కి మధ్యలో సమ్మర్ఫీల్డ్ ష్రోడింగర్ మధ్యలో ఇవి ప్రపోజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. ఇవన్నీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత క్వాంటమ్ మెకానికల్ మోడల్ ప్రపోజ్ చేశారు. కానీ మీ బుక్ లో డైరెక్ట్ క్వాంటమ్ మెకానికల్ మోడల్ ఇచ్చారు. సరే వాట్ ఎవర్. దెన్ according to quantum mechanical model, electron revolve around the nucleus in three-dimensional way. Electron revolve around the nucleus in a three-dimensional way. Means it can revolve in towards, not only in one way, it can revolve. It not only fixed in circular way, it can revolve above the space, below the space, on the space, on the plane, above the plane, below the plane. It can revolve in three-dimensional manner. Electron revolve around the nucleus in a three-dimensional manner, and according to quantum mechanical model, we can find electron around the nucleus. So that is the Nobel winning point, I think. I don't know whether he won the Nobel or not. The point is Nobel winning point, because from that point scientists developed a lot of things. Today what we studied, electronic configurations, those are developed from that point. Okay guys, so according to Schrodinger, he said that electron revolve around the nucleus in three-dimensional manner, x direction, y direction, z direction, whatever. So three-dimensional manner. Okay, so then he said that we can find electron around the nucleus, but probability of finding electron around the nucleus is there. He said that how we can find. He gives a simple example. If it is a dark, it is a night, for example. So 1 kilometer far away, somebody switch on a torch light. Somebody switch on a torch light. So there, he moves the torch light, with a different direction. One direction like this way, like this way, like this up direction, down direction, like that. Who can visible that? Where is that who can visible? Whatever it is moving or not, which is in rest or moving, whatever it is. So, but who can find that? Just like that, by using different X-ray spectroscopy. By using X-ray spectroscopy, who can find where the electron is there. So, according to whom? According to Schrodinger, the theory is called quantum mechanical model. It is three-dimensional theory. So we can find electron around the nucleus, just like torch in the dark. Okay, so after and for example, we decided that. So if electron revolve around the nucleus like this way, may it is there, there, like this. You put a dots around the nucleus, like this, like this. Okay, then very important point from this, he gave a slightly important definition. The probability of finding electron around the nucleus, the maximum 95% probability of finding electron around the nucleus is called orbital. Finding an electron around the nucleus with the extent of 95% is nothing but orbital. He said that the orbital word is generated from Schrodinger. So after discovering of orbital, the chemistry was developed rapidly. How elements involved in the reaction by using electrons. So those electrons, those electrons present. Okay, so orbital. So this, based on this probability, we discuss the structure of orbitals tomorrow. Okay, quantum mechanical model. He said that electron revolve around the nucleus in three-dimensional manner. We can probably find the electron around the nucleus just like torch present in the dark. He said that the maximum 95% probability of finding electron around the nucleus is nothing but orbital. He said that. Okay, so Schrodinger wave equation is there, dou square psi by dou x square plus dou square psi by dou y square. It is known, Olympiad students well known that equation. It is the lengthiest equation. We don't want that Schrodinger wave equation here. So that's today how to refer Bohr's theory, Sommerfeld theory. After what is the important points of Bohr's theory on hydrogen spectrum, their limitations, and Sommerfeld that theory and quantum mechanical model. Each and every point in our text we have to read. Okay, guys, I want to leave. out. See you tomorrow, guys.